Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Among the Elite. This is the final episode, and I'm your host, Jason Kaplan. And this is the end of Gamers Without Borders 2021. During the last 6 weeks, we had 500 players and guests participating, thousands of streaming hours. We've had quizzes, we've had interviews, we've had concerts, and a lot of fun, and it was all for a great cause, our charity partners. But before we say farewell and start recapping the history of this year's tournament, we got to jump into the most recent game that finished off the competition just a few minutes ago. You might have actually recognized me from the stream. I changed shirts, I got back out here, and to start things off, to dive into it, we're going to talk to some PUBG Mobile pro players of El Chapo and Freak to do our tricky quiz. Let's find out how they did.
How many maps are there in PUBG Mobile? There are 5 maps, I think. The Erangel, Miramar, Sanhok, LEVI, and Karakin.
Well, 4 maps: Erangel, Vikendi, Sanhok, and Miramar.
Wait, what about Karakin and LEVI? There's actually 6 if that's right, because I think they added back Vikendi. So there is that 4, and then LEVI and Karak. There are 2 other maps. I'm pretty sure, yeah. But still, my answer was wrong. There are 6, not 5. What's the name of the winter map? It's Vikendi.
Oh, Vikendi, the winter map.
Which of the following weapons does the most damage? Scar L, M24, M16, Kar 98. M24 actually.
The M24, the sniper.
Are there any construction cranes on Erangel? Yes, no. What are construction cranes?
Like near Mills of Power, I guess.
Yes, I think there is, yeah. But in Novo, I think. What's the name of the biggest town that's next to a river on Sanhok? Painan?
Well, Hatin. Yes, it's the river is between Tatmauk and Hatin, and obviously Hatin is bigger than Painan, so the correct answer is Hatin.
Which map was the first one in the game? Erangel, Sanhok, Vikendi, Miramar. It was Erangel, I think, yeah.
The first map on the game was Erangel. Too easy, like basic things. Yeah, everybody knows these things on the game.
Come on, some of those questions were way too easy. Even I could have answered them. The first map on PUBG Mobile, of course it was Erangel, but you know what? It was very evenly split here between El Chapo and Freak. But to win a competition, a player needs to be at their top level. And right now, we'll talk with our Gamers Without Borders 2021 PUBG Mobile competition winner in the West Conference with Alpha 7. I believe they're here on the line with me and Bianca we're going to be talking to. So first of all, can you all hear me?
Yeah.
best. But then to ask you about this, what are you guys? How are you going to celebrate?
We are here in family. All the family is behind the computer.
Behind us.
Yes, and we're gonna celebrate. We're gonna dance, sing. Someone will be the charity that we choose. Will have this money to quê? Charity
UNICEF.
Yes, the UNICEF charity for the English, because we are like nervous, but that's it. We are so happy.
Okay, I'm going to ask you one more question, and I'm going to ask you something you might not want to do. First question is, would you guys come back again? Would you guys come back and play yet again next year?
Yes, for sure.
Of course.
Yes.
Okay, then the last thing, and you can tell me no, it's totally okay. Can you actually get everyone behind the camera to come in front of the camera so we can see all the family there supporting the players?
Vem, todo mundo, vem, pai. Vai, vem.
Isso.
Vem,
Tinha
todo mundo.
um monte de família, gente. Vamos.
Vem.
They are jealous, but everybody's here, coming.
I definitely hear some resistance on that side.
Come. We are here. And we need to thank in Portuguese. Muito obrigada a toda a torcida que torceu. Agradece em português, gente.
Valeu todo mundo. Obrigado.
All right, well, obrigado to all of you at Alpha 7, and I can't wait to see how you guys do later on in the year with all the other competitions coming up as well.
Can we do our sing for you?
Yeah, go ahead. We got time. Well, thank you so much. Obrigado to all of you guys, and I can't wait to see you guys in the future for some more events. Thank you again, and congratulations once again for taking home the title.
Thank you. Bye.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little hyped up now from that chant. Maybe I need to learn it for myself as well. But we have to step away now from the battlefields of PUBG Mobile and go back in time and take a closer look at what's happening in all of our elite competitions this year in Gamers Without Borders 2021. And we got to start where it all began. In week 1, we need to find out which one of our 16 best FIFA players in this year's competition brought home the trophy.
16 players remained on the field, which meant that after 2 extremely intense days of elite FIFA 21 gaming, it was now time to see who would become the Gamers Without Borders champion. And what a spectacle it was. We kick things off with the duel between Adraman and Saudi Arabia's very own Y2 Hardy. At first, both sides played the waiting game, ending the first match with just a 1-1 score.
Last chance saloon here, added time of a minute. Kingsley Coman's away. It's going to be a 1-1 ball roll. There's your goal. And we're all square.
Game 2 might have looked the same, but in the end, Y2 Hardy was able to pull away and ended up with a 5-3 win. But that was just an appetizer, as soon after that we could witness none other than Bergan. Despite being only 15 years old, this Danish prodigy has already engraved his name in the FIFA annals, and his match against ATHERIS just made him even scarier.
The finish past the keeper, that is the young lad personified. It is 1-0 on 31 minutes.
He gave his opponent no quarter, and in the end, obliterated ATHERIS 10-2. A pill almost as hard to swallow as the one given to T-Mox by ATHERIS in the form of a 12-2 beating. And Gravison dropped out, which meant more space for the young guns to shine. With the other round of 16 matches done and dusted, it was now time for the quarterfinals. And honestly, they were just as you might have expected. Eldos eliminated Mo Jabri, Dennis took care of Mert, Levi Tavert won over ATHERIS, and unsurprisingly, the Danish wonderkid didn't give Y2 Hardy any room to breathe, easily securing his semi-final spot.
Now a big option out on the wing there, maybe go for the cross, we'll just go for the shot in the end. And when you see it done so simple like that, Anders.
This gave us 2 serious semi-finals to look forward to, and boy did they deliver. Battle of the Youngsters and Battle of the Bundesliga. Eldos and Bergan began the show with style, with the latter putting the ball in the net around the 23rd minute.
His defense isn't necessarily as good as Levi's in my opinion, but you can see from his attack, he just does everything perfect.
But if you thought that Eldos would just sit back and watch, you should think again.
To Fulton Hazard, the Belgian forward. Into Ansgar Knaf.
But just before halftime, the Dane once again pulled ahead, and despite Eldus's best efforts, Game 1 was just out of his reach. The game of chess continued during the second leg, with both players looking for opportunities, until finally Vagang scored.
And ball into Ibrahimi. And he's just about on side. And he's able to finesse the one to the back of the net, a 2-goal cushion.
And then scored once more. In the end, coming into the second half with a 3-goal cushion. And surprise, surprise, he just kept on scoring.
Ibrahimi, 49th minute into Clive. This man is looking for blood. And he will not stop scoring goals now. He wants another one. Clive's through. It's a late tackle, it doesn't matter. Even when he's getting fouled from behind, he can still find the back of the net.
In the end, advancing to the grand final with a significant 8-2 win. In the second semi-final of the day, Dennis clashed with yet another wonder kid, LEVI de WEERD, coming straight from the Netherlands, and putting the ball straight into the opponent's net around the 13th minute.
7-5 over Mertz. Oh my goodness, player almost going down. By the way, ball roll, 1 pass, 2 pass. And just like that, Dennis will find himself behind.
In the second half, Dennis finally found some contact.
LEVI not biting in that instance, but the through ball is on. Demarai Gray has a hit, finds the bottom right-hand corner.
But in the end, it was all about LEVI, who closed out the Game 1 with a 4-2 lead. Game 2 was much more of a mind game between the two players, with only Dennis scoring at first.
Again, maybe a harsher ref has a look at that one. Not to be Bellarabi! The all-important first goal has been scored. It's been scored by Leverkusen. It's been scored by Dennis.
However, towards the end, LEVI broke the deadlock and won the match with a 6-3 score. This meant that there was a huge grand final coming our way, with two prodigies fighting against each other, and to donate as much as $450,000 towards charity. Almost immediately, LEVI went in for the goal, only to be quickly silenced by Vagang.
Charles, there's your first goal. Anders Vagang, expect end-to-end FIFA in this one.
Something which continued in the second half, with both sides not willing to give in, ending Game 1 with a 3-3 score. And guess what? You score, I score also continued in the second leg, until eventually LEVI managed to gain the lead. Not for long though, as a result giving us the second golden goal of the tournament. 1 goal to rule them all, and in the end, it came from the Danish prodigy himself.
Counter-attack here from Anders. In on goal here.
This could be the one. Ibrahimi, cut back, Sabitzer, hill to hill!
To win $300,000 to donate to a charity of his choosing. What an achievement.
So the Danish youngster Vagang left everyone else behind in the FIFA competition. But we got to move on to week 2 because like in FIFA, there was also a lot of serious shooting. But this time, it was team play that mattered in CSGO. 8 of the top best teams took part in the competition, but only 4 of them could actually make it into the playoffs. So let's find out what happened.
Playoffs always deliver tons of unexpected turnarounds, moments that make your heart race, and of course, a lot of raw skill to be amazed by. And the Gamers Without Borders CSGO playoffs were no different. The first semifinal featured Big, the winners of Group B, and mousesports coming from Group A's second place. And it looked like the first strike belonged to Rops and his mates. But everything changed when tabseN arrived.
No, but what I am seeing is a big flank coming in here from tabseN, and I'm hoping that he can accelerate into this. Nobody is close to ramp, so he can speed up, but he's going to show up, and by the time he does show up, the party's over. His teammates are dead. Unless he kills everybody.
What is he doing? Running for a bit more. Another headshot. tabseN. Somebody's going to have to stop him. Acor still got a bit of health left, but tabseN will come in for the 8. Absolutely disgusting.
But Mouse were not deterred, and despite Centaurus calmly doing his job.
Centaurus, oh, that's a very clean shot with the M4A1, and he's going to pick up one more. Dexter going down, and Centaurus is ready, collapsing the entire attack onto the bomb site. Acor goes down last. And a quad kill for Centaurus. That is so cool.
Big weren't able to push through, and eventually overtime was upon us. And overtime ultimately won by mousesports. That energy was carried over onto Nuke, where Big were once again put in a rather tight spot.
Anti-Russian going down in the lobby, instantly canceled out by a smoke, and perfectly positioned here, BMAS. Even they just given him the bomb.
Until Tabson delivered swift justice and helped Big win map 2.
That's what I'm talking about. Oh, but Tabson is there. What a turnaround.
All would be decided on Vertigo, where Rops wanted to play a little bit dirty.
Where's the orb of his? Oh,
jump knife, do it, Rops, come on.
You have to yell for
yes.
All right, here we go. Tabson stabbed in the back. That's fantastic.
And even though Mousesports had control in the first half, later on it was all about Big, which as a result took the series 2-1, and the Germans booked their grand final ticket. And as for the second semifinal between Furia and ENCE, it's probably best summarized as a game of clutches. A game initially won by ENCE.
The FAMAS is the deagles and, well, D-Hat. And let's see if he can pull them out of a hole. He's got his first kill on Vinny. He's definitely expected another player closer around, but couldn't spot Honda. Very well played from Honda, but D-Hat tries to go for the ace. He couldn't quite find.
Which set them on the road to a swift first map victory. However, on Ancient, the tables turned and it was Furia's turn to deal the cards, which in the end resulted in a 1-1 series score. The final showdown happened on Vertigo, and to be fair, it kind of looked like Spinks' playground.
Okay, they're off the bomb at this moment in time, but we're losing players left, right, and center, and Spinks, he's going to play this one so well, just dropping back. Kesserada does have a kit, but he's tapped and pulled into the open, and Spinks in with a headshot.
Even when the situation was dire.
This second half has not even been that close. There's been little glimmers of hope out of individuals, and this might just be another one. Spinks has got a double kill. Yuri is low, and he jumps up. A nice headshot from Spinks. Another chance for him. This might just be the round win now. A 4K. Can he get all 5? Be the best play of the game. And Spinks is going to tap the bomb into the open. Finds Kesserado. What a hero round out of Spinks, and there's the 9 rounds.
But in the end, it wasn't enough to stop Furia, who bagged a 2-1 series and would now have to take on Big in the grand final. It seemed like a repeat of the group stage, and honestly, at first, it looked just like it. It all began on Mirage, with Art showing Searson what happens when you get too bold.
Absolutely, in the last possible second, Searson still able to get the kill. They actually played that so well. The flashbang to force him out of that position, and then it doesn't even matter. He's still just so quick. 35 seconds, he jumps out. Art is inside of the smoke with him, and Searson has no idea he's going to get stabbed. Amazing.
The game was tight, but eventually it was Furia to claim the first point in the series. Up next was Inferno, and again, none of the teams wanted to give up even an inch of their space. When Furia tried to escape, Big immediately clipped their wings and pulled them down. So naturally, we went into overtime where Keto just didn't care about the odds.
Improvising in the moment. Keto, oh, what a nice flick to take down Vinny. That is amazing, and they're right back in the round. Honda holding the angle with Keto, just does not care.
With such a close series, once again the teams had to travel to Vertigo to settle the score, with Santaris trying to earn his team some kind of advantage.
Now 1 versus 1 as Santaris on the other side. He's got an AK as well. Yuri a little bit desperate here, trying to get the shot off, but the smoke is covering nothing to his right-hand side, and Santaris going to get the peek, and then he gets the kill. The quad at the end for the clutch, and I have no idea how Big won that round.
But Furia simply didn't buy it, so instead of finishing in regular time, another overtime had to be played. An overtime which, with plays such as this...
He's going for the whole thing. He's hoping that this will somehow, turn it into a triple kill? Or buy them more time? Maybe that should be how it works. You stab someone, you get another 10 seconds on the clock on the T side. He's got it lined up. Yeah, there we go, Yuri. Get it out. He's now found the bomb and a couple of players. He's just lining it up. 23 seconds. There's one of the follow-up. Oh my god.
Led to yet another tiebreaker. The rope tugging was so extremely close that even the last round came down to a 1v1 duel.
Now it's on Yuri 1 versus 2. Backing off, didn't reload, had another bullet, and he's gonna get caught by Searson. Oh man.
That way, Big not only won the series 2-1 and became the Gamers Without Borders champions, but they also donated the well-earned $600,000 to help the fight against COVID-19. Well done and congratulations.
So I guess you could say that Big really went big. Don't worry, I'll be here all week. But they won the Gamers Without Borders 2021 CSGO Finals, but our next stop was Fortnite, and let's find out who turned out to be the flossing king in this Battle Royale game.
The last few days were pretty hectic in retrospect, but with no time to waste, we dive right into the third day of the Gamers Without Borders Fortnite Elite Tournament. Today's final performance will decide who can finally call themselves the ultimate champion. With the incredible performances that were put up by Flois and Pink the previous day, they had quickly become the people's favourite. But let's not beat around the bush, as the first match of the day, it looked chaotic. But known for thriving in the chaos, World Cup finalist Bad Sniper and Tommy claimed the first victory royale.
Not water, it's raining bullets from high ground. Tommy and Bad Sniper haven't stopped, but Tommy, shot and goes down. Fenix might get traded as a result. It's all up to Mini and Bad Sniper head to head, but Bad Sniper had the damage the entire time.
Just before the end of the second match, it looked like Trippern and Flecken might actually be able to assert dominance over the server.
Massive opportunity right now, but it's going to go three ways. Hyphen and Wavy in between two teams. Trippern and Flecken going to go in, and the other side is going to say, okay, you guys got this. It's all you.
Unfortunately for them, ETQ and his inseparable companion Wakey had a different idea.
Making sure no one can really touch his body, get that siphon. Now Waze and Quinton, they'll look for a way to try to go and push in.
The only thing that up top they have is a bandit or a slurp cannon as well, so it's both sides. Quinton's gonna go for the wall, but he holds off and he's gonna fall. No siphon given to him though, so that's very important. ETQ might have, yes, he just got the body. He got the body for siphon and everybody falls to zone, and it's Trippern and his teammate who end up coming through with the win. No, sorry, Wakey and ETQ end up coming through with the win.
Long story short, Game 3 was on fire, with Trulex and Queasy turning up the heat with their bow and arrow.
Ooh, hello, sneaky launch pad.
Sneaky, sneaky. Wakey's like, I don't think I want to be a part of this fight anymore, especially because Trulex and Queasy have done such a fantastic job in this entire marathon of games. But they're pushing on this one. Trulex, they smell blood in the water right now, and it's going to be Wakey going down. Queasy getting the elimination here.
Unfortunately, they flew too close to the sun. On the other hand, high ground plays from Lindgren turned out to be crucial in the 1v1 scenario.
What does Falcon have in that chug cannon? No builds remaining makes this almost impossible for them to win. There is a slight possibility if they're able to get onto right there. Okay, so it does pull over land just a little bit. 7 HP, IN 7X is just going to go down to zone. They try to break their way on through, but at that point, shooting would have been just a little bit faster.
When we jumped into the fourth match of the day, everything was going as planned for most of our pretenders, until our Swedish-Dutch duo decided to hunt Mr. Wakey Wakey once more.
Now it's a 2v1 when it looked like, honestly, Wakey and company were going to win the game.
Yeah, wow. Oh my gosh. We do see Quinton go down there. Wakey. Oh, Wakey just picking up the other elimination there too.
Because there were already pretty tight results in the leaderboard, Lindgren bent over backwards to earn some extra points. Unfortunately for him, Alfie's appetite for those points was far bigger.
Lindgren gonna find the shots, but they're not going to connect. Alfie is staying in zone, has more HP, knew that, and knew they could play around that. Because when you get that elimination, you get that siphon, you're looking good.
Without a majority win in any of the 4 games, Flois and Pink had only one chance left to repeat their success. Thankfully, they hit a stroke of luck in the last game.
Well, especially when you take a look at how little healing that Fenix really has left. Flois can just sit on the high ground right now, sit pretty, and wait for that zone to close in, but Flois doesn't want to take that chance, wants to go for the elimination here, starts to drop down. Flois looking for Fenix at the moment. Fenix, though, cannot touch that zone. It's going to be game over if that is the case.
Crowning them our ultimate Fortnite champions, who in the spirit donated another $75,000 to Gamers Without Borders aid partners.
Flois and Pink coming out big in Fortnite, but it was time to talk about now week 4 with some serious action, but this time it's in the form of Rainbow Six Siege because the tournament was divided into Latin America and EU and North America regions. So quickly, let's get a quick recap in here and see who took home the titles.
We've seen a lot of different games these past few weeks, but the heat was yet to come. So without further ado, let's take a closer look at who became the champions of the Latin American Rainbow Six Siege Gamers Without Borders Elite Tournament. And with 8 teams like these, there was no easy way to the title. The first day of battle kicked off without any major surprises, where FaZe Clan easily won 2-0 against their Brazilian compatriots Team 1. But Furia's 2-0 win over Made in Brazil must be considered a shock. The most exciting game of the day was definitely the skirmish between 9Z Team and the current 6 Invitational champions, Ninjas in Pajamas. But it looked like the Argentinians clearly didn't care about who they faced, as they read NIP's defense like a book.
Somewhat of an advantage here. Scratch that, it's disappeared. 2 versus 2 now. And the diffuser has been recovered. A plant can be attempted. Muzi, Kamikaze, you have to try and move on through and retake. Pechatao is on a 3K and he's still trying to get that plan down. The engagement will be won by Muzi. Now it's a 1 versus 1, but there's 2 minutes left. The pre-fire! What about that? 4 kills inside the round. 9Z reading NIP like a book.
But nobody expected them to close out the whole series 2-1 on Villa, leaving the world champions without any hope.
He isn't looking to challenge all too heavily, it's just one taps as he goes. But as the time runs down, the impatience starts to show. Pepe, he's going to push himself all the way on through, pick up that final kill, closing things out on Villa and advancing on through.
Some people say it never rains, but it pours, and this time, it should be considered a fact, because yet another title contender couldn't handle the pressure. Team Liquid first fell on Cafe Dostoevsky, followed by a miserable performance on Villa, helping ATHERIS ESPORTS make it to the semi-final.
For the time being, he's going to approach up this astronomy stair. He isn't even going to get a chance at the first. M-King, a player that's popped off, and for the entire series, he's going to be able to find that final kill.
With 2 semi-finals on the horizon, we were left with just 4 teams, and it would be a shame not to mention a fire performance in the first matchup where 9Z crossed swords with FaZe Clan. Denike first saved his teammates and brought them to overtime.
Cameraman in a 1 versus 1 creeps in towards Kids Ghoster from pre-fire. Denike also returns some shots. Who will win this engagement? Denike, will we get pushed to overtime?
And they topped it off with a sweet first map win. The second map was also a game of different phases. Once again overtime, and once again 9Z pushed it to the limit, dropping FaZe Clan out of the tournament and making it as our first grand finalists. On the other side of the bracket, it looked like Furia's 6 invitational results was the straw that broke the camel's back. So they clearly had to stand up and show everybody what they got. And they definitely lived up to expectations. Just after winning their first map, it almost seemed like a walk in the park for them, even though everything happened inside Clubhouse.
Let's see if he can get it done. That plant attempt going down onto the ground here also, but he's been found down. Highs takes him down, and it's the 7-0 from Furia to close out the series.
ATHERIS were picked apart, and it was time for the grand final. The unstoppable Furia really wanted to take it all without a single loss on their account, and Rare just kept pushing.
Now it's all on to Rare suddenly from Furia to clutch this out. He's going to be able to get some early intel though. That allows for initiation onto the first kill. Can he spot this second player? Yes, he can, and he can also shut down the round. Rare clutches it out in the 1v2.
Where Lenda was the one who put the cherry on top to bring Furia's first win of the night.
Making his life a little too damning. Now it's down to Denike to try and hold them back, but Highs with the refrag. It was a necessity in that moment. Nitro Cell out, ready for this Goyo shield as well to try and burn it up, but the Nitro Cell can't even stop the plant either. Rare going to confirm that. It's all left up to Zeta, but he gets taken out on the top of the white stairs, which are looking a hell of a lot more red.
Unfortunately for 9Z, the Brazilians wouldn't stop their dominance. Highs clearly delivered and sent a message to their neighbors that Team Furia should be crowned the champions of the Gamers Without Borders Rainbow Six Siege Elite Tournament. But let's not forget, we gathered here to have fun, and no matter who won, it was all about a good cause, and the charities are the biggest winners here. Let's be honest, the Latin American division of the Gamers Without Borders Rainbow Six Siege tournament gave us a lot to talk about. So hang on tight as we keep this train rolling and take a closer look at the 2 other regions. In the old world, 4 teams entered the stage, and first, we went for a tranquil meeting at Cafe Dostoevsky, where Virtus Pro delivered a strong cup of joe to Kawana Gaming.
He wants to pad the stacks, Holder. Grizzly now a 1 versus 2. Go on, Tommy GG, get your 6th kill, get your 6th kill. Oh, he gets it with a knife. A flying eagle out of nowhere.
Right, so a meeting at the cafe wasn't the best for Kawana, but what about going to Dilla?
I'll just have myself a double kill. And it will be a double kill indeed. In the meantime, some more kills come in triple here from Kurzeka as he turns on towards Kawana.
Well, yes, Virtus.pro had other plans for this location as well, so after claiming the series 2-0, they booked a spot in the grand final. And the other match? Honestly, it's rather clear that Aztec Warriors are called that for a reason.
Shepard with 20 seconds remaining and Falcon on such minimal HP. This has been a hell of a fight so far. Falcon with the angle though, and he catches Shepard with a beautiful headshot. Nicely done.
And if Falcon's seat-clenching situation wasn't enough, XKE delivered yet another tasty play not long after.
Can he find both of these frags? He still has these Blackbeard shields to work around, but Aztec, look at it. They're using the timing, and it's the shotgun finally for Key to lock it up in the basement.
Which, as a result, helped the Warriors claim map 1. On map 2, things could have looked different, but they didn't.
Asham very worried here. Has a pistol out, looking for it, and he gets it as well. He knows joystick's there.
Despite Team Empire's best efforts, it was Aztec Warriors to win the series 2-0 and get a chance to take down Virtus.pro in the EU Grand Final. A chance they really didn't want to waste, even with Karjeka throwing a spanner in the works.
Right into the site, Karjeka, the last player standing with 2 beautiful kills on the SMG-11. Here comes the flood though, and he's not ready for it. Asham finishes off the round. We go all the way to 12 rounds here as another one shows up for Hasham and the rest of his team.
Eventually though, the CIS team prevailed and scored their first point in the series. However, on Oregon, the tides turned, and in time, the Warriors equalized the score.
It's down to Trix. Very minimal time. Rast starts the plan. His teammate has got to get here. Milan, where are you? I don't believe he's looking the right way. Oh no, the quick shots, and Trix gets it done. A heck of a fight, but oh my, Oregon going to Aztec.
A boost so strong that on Clubhouse, it was basically a one-sided game, meaning that with a 2-1 victory, it was Aztec Warriors to claim the championship. Now moving on to the NA division, it was clear that something interesting was bound to happen soon, and it did, with TSM winning over Wichita Wolves, and then doing it again with a little help from Bolo.
A great jump down, and it will eliminate Mert, but there's Bolo. As I said, they cannot track this man down, and even finds a triple Tolda.
Jumping into the second semifinal, it soon became clear that Orglis had some reinforced plums.
Now the last player standing. They already have an idea that he's here, but he makes the aggressive move anyway. Will he see the play from up top? Yes! He will, and he'll take down Biologic as well. What a play to end the game as Orglis are going to take control over map number 1.
So reinforced, in fact, that even on the second map, Beast Coast didn't have much to say.
He is literally an Iron Man. He's literally made out of mechanical parts. It doesn't make any sense. He just continues to push forward, and they're getting the plant now. John, what is happening? John, what is happening? Please stop. Why is this a win?
That gave us a grand final in the North American division that could have been a really close one. And indeed, on map 1 it was, even with Chala not taking any prisoners.
So, either way, Chala ends up taking down Alec inside of Cocktail. Very worried about somebody inside of Whitehall, but oh man, Barring. He tries for the refrag through Gotcha's corpse, but Chala just ends up making 2 of those instead.
It's a shame that map 2, Orglis completely lost their steam, and TSM basically played it like it was their playground.
The 1v2 now put before him. This is one of the most impressive players we've seen today on Orglis, so let's see if he can get the clutch yet again. It's certainly possible, but not today. Merc shuts it down. TSM complete the 7-0 and the 2-0 along with it. They are your winners of the Gamers Without Borders Rainbow Six charity event.
But no matter who won, at the end of the day, it was all for a good cause, so GG to all of the teams.
GG's to all the teams. We've already had 5 of our 6 games covered, but players who wanted to finish on the top of our Week 5 competition needed some rocket fuel to achieve it. It's time to recap what happened in the Americas and EMEA regions of the Rocket League Elite competition.
It's time to check your clocks because it's time for all the juicy highlights from the Americas division of the Gamers Without Borders Elite Tournament. With 8 teams on the list, we jumped into the 3v3 best of 7 single elimination format. After 3 matches of the first series, XSET were closing in on a 4-0 victory against RBG, but their opponents kept the series going with 2 wins in a row.
XSET 1 goal away from taking the series, but they're now to defend. The offense from RBG lighting right back up. Money takes the lead back for his team.
But Hoxer and Gyro had different plans, which at the end brought XSET to the semifinal.
Here's Hoxer. Off the ceiling, flip reset into it. The pass to Jay Powell, and it's into the goal. What a play. That was so pretty.
Another quarterfinal surprise was the skirmish between the RLCS South American finalists Furia, who fell against the Americans from Charlotte Phoenix.
Pass up to Andy. Can he hit the shot? Back down on the pass to Beast, and it's in. Brilliant 1-2-1 off the ceiling. 11 seconds left, and Charlotte Phoenix have the lead.
4-1. Not without difficulties, but according to their plans. True Neutral as well as Alpine Esports won each of their initial duels so they could meet up in the first semifinal. Looking back at their previous results, it was clear that True Neutral were in form. But nobody expected such a fancy self-assist from Razebull.
Alpine are really stretching. Even when they finally get control, they get demoed off the play. Razebull 1 and 2 and 3. Razebull has done it! That was absolutely phenomenal.
Followed by some great finishes from Shad, which brought the South Americans to the grand final.
And now he's pulling off of it all the time. And Razebull made it savable, but AJG, Shad won't. Excuse me. AJG was there along for the ride, but all in all, it's Shad's goal.
True Neutral 4, Alpine Esports 1. On the other side of the bracket, things didn't look so obvious. It was definitely going to be an eye for an eye.
Man, deal man! Andy, twirling and whirling, look at him!
Back and forth battle.
How do I dodge Beast Bunny and get the ball? The answer is no. You can't. But then follow it up on the kickoff. XSET just won't go away.
But there could only be one winner, and that night belonged to XSET.
Hawks are there. He's got 2 in front of him. Carries it over the top. The second touch is beautiful underneath the crossbar. 2-0 XSET,
who booked their grand final ticket as well. So as you can probably tell, True Neutral were on fire during the whole tournament. And as it turned out, that fire soon manifested itself in the final.
Early game. Let's get the sticks all warmed up here. And here will come with an opportunity. They finally put one on target, and an AJ will bump the goalie out of the way for goal number 1.
Game 2 was also fully in True Neutral's pocket, but we could witness a slight change of pace during Game 3, which led to an overtime.
Chat with an opportunity to drop this in, doesn't make contact. Gyro off the backboard. AJG with a touch to put it in front of the box again. Razebull's going to try and adjust for this. Can they score the buzzer beater? Do we go to overtime? Shannon to the backboard. Nobody's home there. Looks for the double tap. It's too high into the ground. Overtime in Game 3.
Over 3 minutes to be precise.
2:57, 3 minutes into overtime. Both teams with great opportunities. The defense holding multiple times. Here comes Shadow to try and win it, and he puts it in. True Neutral up 3 games in the finals.
However, later on, XSET were once again at their opponent's mercy, which quickly turned into a clean 4-0 victory for none other than True Neutral.
Chad able to push it off. Does he find one on the other end here? And they will. AJG to absolutely secure things. True Neutral, Gamers Without Borders North American champions. Congratulations.
What's better than a few supersonic acrobatic rocket-powered battle cars playing soccer? Nothing really, right? Except if it's here at Gamers Without Borders, where it's time to check out what happened in the EMEA division of the Rocket League Elite Tournament. With 8 teams on the list, we jumped into the 3v3 best-of-7 single elimination format. From the very beginning, it looked like the top blokes might be in trouble, as it took only 10 seconds for a mod from Sandrock Gaming to score their first goal.
Match number 1, lots of proof for both teams, one with a new roster, and one that just needs to get the wins, and Ahmed starts off so strong.
But even a blind squirrel finds an acorn sometimes. The Saudis were only able to surpass the 1-goal mark once in 5 matches, losing their last in overtime.
Sandor Gaming home, and there it is. Josette, the man, the myth. He's on a new team, and he's absolutely loving it.
Which gave the top blokes a 4-1 series win. SK Gaming also made it through to the semifinals as they practically copy-pasted top blokes' result by also winning their last match in overtime to beat Endpoint 4-1.
Yummy. Endpoint right out to the paper long, but no, Yukio gets the top corner. It's into center, and SK Gaming have done it. They've made the series.
The other 2 clashes of the day saw both Payback and Team Singularity as the victors, who left their rivals in the dust with 4-3 results. As we kicked off the second day of the tournament with style,
Top Blokes once more proved that the link between Archie and Chaussette is indeed something extraordinary.
Some almost overkicks. Oh, this could be huge if he gets a double. No, it's off the crossbar and Archie parries it to the corner. That was a golden opportunity and almost a gorgeous play. And now Archie might be able to redirect this one in.
But an honorary mention must go to Cassio, who helped finish the last game with a 6 up front.
It's going to be open. Cassio, long drive, gets goal number 6.
Shut the entire series down against Payback 4-1 and became the undisputed MVP of the Clash. SK Gaming had previously announced that this tournament was a chance to pull off some experimental plays, but Breezy from Team Singularity clearly wasn't touched by that fact.
A follow-up there, an opening Breezy. He's got the 2-goal leads.
As he helped propel his team to the grand final.
It hasn't gone in, but that should be the follow-up. Breezy secures it, and that has to be the series for Singularity.
And deservedly earned the MVP badge with 5 goals to his name. Now with a prelude like that, it wasn't going to be obvious who was going to take home the title. And at first, it looked like the Top Blokes had all the initiative.
A whiff from Chaussette that gives Top Blokes actually more space. Pre-jump Archie. Stop it if he gets the double. No, it's going to be finished off by Cassio. Archie looking so confident. Just so alert in that situation. What a pre-jump.
However, during Game 2 and 3, it was Singularity's time to score some precious points.
Dunk comes down off the bar. Breezy finishes that surely. Bang. Goal again. Top Blokes capitulate in Game 3 here off the kickoff.
With Hibbs leading the charge.
A chance for Hibbs. He goes high as Chaussette sent up. Try and make a save. But still there is a chance. What a shot by Breezy. That is a huge read, early read, and he's rewarded for his efforts.
But it was a rather short-lived initiative, and later Top Blokes decided to deal the cards, which in the end helped them claim the EMEA Regions Championship. 4-2.
Have thrown everything at it. Big props to Singularity in the last 30 seconds, but it hasn't been enough. Gamers Without Borders, $10 million across the season, and it all goes down to the Rocket League finals here as Top Blokes are going to take it out. They are your first ever Gamers Without Borders Rocket League champions, as Archie may even get one more in for the road. They still keep it up, but Top Blokes take it all.
That's the finals of the Gamers Without Borders 2021 Elite Competition all wrapped up. We hope you guys all enjoyed it as much as we did, and we hope to see you guys next year with some great reactions, some superstar players and guests, and of course, all for a great cause. And remember, no one left behind, as we all want to make the world a better place.